Yo YouTube, it's Go Battle Life, and we're running this team inside the Sunshine Cup. It's gonna be the Vigoroth, the Swampert, and the Cradily. Alright, we're gonna hop into these battles right now. So we lead into a mirror lead right now, and this isn't the worst because I actually went CMP tied against a lot of Vigoroths because the way how my Vigoroth is trained. But you see how he tanks that body slam, so, and I already know I could take a body slam as well. But my issue is right here, I had to swap out because he would have been able to farm me down. But I brought in a Cradily to take some easy body slams. I could tank that easily since I'm a rock type. And he switches out into his Swampert, so I'll go straight for the Grass Knot, hoping he don't shield, but he actually does shield that, expecting the Grass Knot. And I'm able to make it to another Grass Knot, and right here I shield up, and he actually based me with the Hydro Cannon. Just good because I know I could tank one, but at the same time it's Shadow, and a Shadow Hydro Cannon can be doing some great damage. So right here I bait for the Rock Slide, and I am able to make it to another Rock Slide right here, and this will be taking out that Shadow Swampert. And then he brings in a Tropius, and now the Tropius is an automatic problem for my team because the Tropius could check the Vigoroth and the Swampert, and I'm able to get off a Rock Slide, but that didn't even take half his health, and he hits me with the Leaf Blade. So I bring in the Vigoroth, and I made it to the Body Slam, but the Body Slam won't be doing some great damage. And honestly, I should have just brought in the Swampert because I'm only able to get up to 4 must shots, and I believe if I would have brought him in instead of the Vigoroth, I would have been able to make it to Hydro Cannon. But my opponent takes that game. In this game, we lead into the Pidgeot, and I overfarm a little bit, and I go for the Body Slam, hoping that he will shield, and my opponent does shield this up. And he right here, I expected him to go for the Feather Dance, but he goes straight for the Brave Bird and takes out my Vigoroth. So I bring in the Cradily, and he brings in his double, and I was gonna switch out into the Swampert, but the Swampert will begin outpace to the Body Slams, especially since he had some energy before I would have swapped in. So right here he goes for the Payback, and I could tank that real easily. So now I'm just farming up to the Rock Slides, and I shield up this Body Slam right here. And honestly, I don't know if I would have been able to eat the Body Slam, but I did just safely shield that up. And now I switch into the Swampert to farm him down once I had landed that Rock Slide as well. So now I got a Hydro Cannon banked, and now I have 2 Hydro Cannons. So now I will be able to go for back-to-back Hydro Cannons. My opponent shields up the first one. Now I go straight for the second one, and this one lands, and this does some decent damage on the Pidgeot. And right here I shield up expecting the Brave Bird, but he actually goes for the Feather Dance. So my opponent is outplaying me right now, but I am able to bank another Hydro Cannon, and I do go straight for it. And now he brings in a Steelix, and the Steelix is a problem, but I bring in the Cradily to clear the debuff, and I am able to go for a Grass Knot, and the Grass Knot did some decent damage. And right here, I go straight for the Hydro Cannon, winning the CMP tied against the Steelix, and this Hydro Cannon will be taking out the Steelix, and I'll take that game. Alright, in this matchup, we lead into a Noctowl, and this isn't the worst lead for me because I do resist one of his moves, but I do forget in this moment that the way how Sky Attack works is you charge up to 7, then I believe it's 6/6, and then 7 again. But right here, I overfarm a little bit, and since I expected him to go for 7, he actually goes straight for the Sky Attack, so I burn a second shield, and he switches out into his Stunfisk. So I switch out into my Cradily, and I do have 2 Body Slams on the Vigoroth in the back, so I will be doing some good damage. But right now, I resist both his moves. I believe he's not running Mud Bomb, which is disappointing on my opponent, because right here I believe he goes for the Muddy Water, and then now I'm able to just overfarm and just get cocky, and now go straight for the Grass Knot, and the Grass Knot will be doing it will be taking out the Stunfisk. And I believe my opponent at this point is realizing that he can't win this match, so now I just charge up to the Rock Slide, and now go for the Rock Slide, and he shields that up. So now I'm able to just bake some more energy on my Cradily, but right here he goes straight for the Sky Attack, and it does actually take out my Cradily, and I expect him to switch, so I just go straight for the Bulldoze, and I landed on a Diggersby, which is good because the Diggersby is kind of bulky, but my opponent realizes he won't be able to outpace my Swampert, so he actually concedes the match, and I take the game. All right, in this matchup, we lead into Shadow Swampert, and that's not the best lead, but my opponent switches out, and he actually switches out to his Gorebyss, and his Gorebyss, since I'm not too familiar with it, is actually running C-Bomb, and I don't know if it runs like Shadow Ball, but I did expect a C-Bomb on it, so I wasn't shielding up, and now I'm just banking some Rock Slides because the Grass Knot will be resisted, and I'm able to tank another C-Bomb as well. But right now, my opponent is going to shield up this Rock Slide, and I think my opponent, yeah, he goes for another C-Bomb, and I shield this up. And I'm going to go try to farm out to another Rock Slide, and I believe my opponent shields this up as well. Yeah, because my opponent's trying to fight for switch, and I make it to another Rock Slide at the last moment, and this will be taking out the Gorebyss. And I believe my opponent, yeah, he concedes this match, realizing that the Cradily would have been a problem for him. And since I do have energy on the Vigoroth, it would have been crazy. In this matchup, we lead into a Cradily, and this isn't the best matchup because a Grass Knot can be doing some heavy damage on my Vigoroth, but I just decided to shield, and since I am able to farm some good energy against the Cradily, I'm going to just fire off some body slams to get a shield back, and he actually did shield up. And right here I go for a body slam against the Gligar, and this will be doing some decent damage, but I'll switch on to the Swampert. And I believe I caught an air release. No, he actually goes straight for the dig, and the dig is doing decent damage, but now I'm able to farm up to another Hydro Cannon, and actually he did not shield that up, so that will be taking out the Gligar, and he brings in his own Vigoroth, and now I'm gonna go straight for the Hydro Cannon when I get there, and he actually shields that up, and I expected that, but I thought I was gonna make it to another Hydro Cannon as well. But right here I bring in my own Vigoroth, and I go straight for the body slam since my opponent has no more shields, and this will be doing some decent damage against his Vigoroth, and I shield this up because I did want it to be able to outpace the Vigoroth, but I switch out into my Cradily, and I believe he banks another body slam right here. No, he goes for the Bulldoze actually, so he actually has some residual energy. Right here I go for the Rock Slide, and the Rock Slide will be taking out the Vigoroth, and he brings in his own Cradily, and I believe this is the Grass Knot. Yeah, so now I'm able to just farm up some energy with my Vigoroth and go for the body slam, and this body slam will be taking out the Cradily. Alright, in this next matchup, we lead into a Steelix, and a Steelix isn't really a bad problem for this team since I am running the counter, and I do have a Swampert in the back, and he does not resist the Grass Knot actually, but he goes straight for the Breaking Swipe, so I go straight for the Bulldoze, and I thought my opponent wasn't going to shield this up since I was he debuffed my attack, but he goes straight for another Breaking Swipe, and I didn't want to lose my Vigoroth, so I shielded it, and now I'm able to farm out the Cradily, and I overfarm a little bit, because I expected him to win the CMP tie, but he brings in a Piloswine. And now I'm going to just go for the Rock Slide against the Piloswine, and he actually shields that up. So now I overfarm a little bit, and I go straight for the Grass Knot, and the Grass Knot will be doing some tremendous damage against the Piloswine. But right here, I should have let my Cradily go down, but I do shield that up, and I am able to take out the Piloswine, but I wanted to fight for switch advantage, and he brings in a Gorebyss, and the Gorebyss actually checks the rest of my team other than the Cradily, but I try to switch into the Vigoroth to save my Cradily and see if I was able to go for a Rock Slide later on, but you see he just farms down the rest of my team, and he actually takes that game. Alright, in this next matchup, we lead right into another Steelix, and I'm going to do the same thing, just bank some good energy on my Vigoroth, and he actually goes for the Breaking Swipe right here, so he did debuff my attack, and I expected him to shield this up, so now I'm going straight for the Body Slam, and he actually doesn't shield that up, so now I'm like conflicted on how people play with Steelix, but now he goes for another Breaking Swipe, so I go straight for the shield, and now I'm farming up to back. I'm over farming the back-to-back body slams, but he was able to take another body slam due to me being debuffed by 2. And I switched into my Swampert to take him out, but he was actually able to switch out before I was able to take him out. So he brings in his Pidgeot. Now I'm able to bank 2 Hydro Cannons and land one onto the Pidgeot. And now the second one is getting shielded up. So now he's going straight for a Feather Dance, I believe. Yes, and the Feather Dance will be taking out the Swampert. So now I bring in my Cradily, and I'm able to bank a Rock Slide and overfarm a little bit. So now I'm going straight for the Rock Slides, and he does shield that up. So I switch on to my Vigoroth, expecting him to go for the Feather Dance, And he does go for the feather dance, but so now I'm able to overfarm more, and he actually catches a rock slide onto his Steelix, which is on me because I seen that coming. I just didn't how you say this? I didn't expect it to happen so soon, but I'm able to. I shielded up the feather dance because I believe the feather dance would have been able to take me out, but I did burn my last shield, and his last Pokemon is the Salazzle, and I should have just farmed up to back-to-back rock slides, but I thought I wasn't gonna make it, but he was able to take me out with the Salazzle, which is good. And I'm sorry for that last part right there, but as you can see, I broke even with these matchups. I believe I went 4-4. But right here, we lead into a Pidgeot, and I'm going straight for the Body Slam. And the Body Slam did some good, decent damage against the Pidgeot. Right here, he goes straight for a Feather Dance, and I'm actually happy because I wanted to be able to catch a shield off my opponent. So I go for the Body Slam, but he actually lets his Pidgeot go down. So he brings in his Vigor off. And I bring in my Swampert, and I shield up the first Body Slam because the Body Slam will be doing some good damage, but I'm able to just farm up to back-to-back Hydro Cannons, and I expect my opponent to shield the first one up, which he does. So now I go straight for the second one on a CMP tie, and my opponent actually does shield up this. No, he actually tanks that one pretty well, actually. But he goes for the Body Slam, and now I'm in the red, and he is able to farm me down. So I should have just shielded that up, but I bring in my Vigor off so he can actually throw his energy, and he actually did, so he threw the Body Slam. So I bring the Cradilly, and he got the Steelix in the back. So I go straight for the Grass Knot. And this Grass Knot is going to get shielded up, and my opponent is able to bank a Break and Swipe. And this will be debuffing my attack. And at this point, I already knew that this was a game because now I'm debuffed by 2, and we both had no shields, but these Grass Knots won't be doing nothing to the Steelix now, you see. So I'm going to just burn the rest of my energy, and I believe at this point, my opponent just goes for another Break and Swipe, and he will be taking out the Cradilly. Alright, let me know what you guys think about this video. As I said, I went 4-4 with this team, and a lot of my losses was due to just me misplaying. But this team isn't bad inside the Sunshine Cup. Cradilly is, to me right now, is probably one of the best smiles to use. But I think a lot of people is catching on to the Cradilly. But be sure to like and subscribe, and comment down below if you did enjoy this video. I appreciate every support. Enjoy the rest of y'all days.